Testing. So I'm just checking it out. I will, I will be talking about this court case until somebody answers me because I need somebody to respond. I need somebody within the government. I need somebody within the Bronx Supreme Courthouse to respond to me. Respond. You're supposed to respond within 35 days. Why nobody's not responding to me? So now I get to read what is in this case. What is in this case? It's a lot of shit in this case. So give me a second so I can get into it because I'm fucking happy. But it's not. Hold on. I'm putting it back on. I am like so tan. I'm like really tan. But I'm gonna talk about this court case because I have I have been waiting. I have been waiting patiently for someone to take action, someone to respond, somebody to do their job, right? You know, what is their job? You in the courthouse? Yeah, I'm not in the courthouse, but I know I know how it works. You're supposed to respond to an action if someone files documents in the courthouse. You have 35 days. The plaintiff defendant, I'm the plaintiff, they're the defendant. You're suing the other party, the defendant. You're suing them. They have 35 days to respond to whatever it is you accusing them. I'm accusing you of this shit. Yeah, you don't like what I have to say. You don't like that I'm saying that it's discrimination, it's sexism, it's racism. You don't like the bullying. You don't like what I'm saying. Then argue. I want you to argue with me. I want you to respond. I want you to respond. That's why I'm coming on YouTube now. I'm resulting on coming on social media and talk about this fucking case. I'm just like, oh my God, like they really ignoring me. Like y'all really ignoring me. Y'all really doing this to me. Like I'm on social media. This is what I do. But you know what? Let's go. This how you want it to go like this? It's gonna go just like this because it's gonna go like this. It's gonna be public. It's gonna be on the news, and I'm gonna talk about it. I am gonna talk about it. Lead with Love is a spiritual channel. I already did my return to sender. I did them without. I didn't come on camera. I just did them. I'm like, I'm like, I needed to figure out like what I was gonna talk about today because I'm like, and then I have more right here, right? But this is my copy. This is my copy of it, right? But this is the original one. Like, you turn one in to them, the courthouse, and then you have your copy that gets clocked in. So this is my copy and it's clocked in and it's purple because it's my copy. I actually went to the courthouse at 10 a.m. March 1st in the county clerk's office, Bronx County. I actually went to the fucking courthouse and I filed these documents on March 1st, right? I filed the summons with notice. That's what I filed on March 1st. And then I came back March 7th and I filed the affidavit of service because I filed it in two other places. I'm talking legal terms because no attorney will assist me in this case because I'm suing the courthouse. You're suing the courthouse. You can't sue the courthouse. Yes, the fuck I can. I don't work there. I don't work there. So I can sue the courthouse. Why am I suing them? I'm suing them for the negligence, for the sabotage, because when I had to apply for my notary renewal, they sabotaged my documents. When I applied for the position as the county clerk, they sabotaged my documents. They're supposed to respond to you. So when you're applying somewhere or you're doing something, yeah, you're doing something, they're supposed to acknowledge your presence. You acknowledge that you received my documents, because I know I mailed it directly to Teresa Torres. It was mailed directly to her. What happened to the document? I never received any confirmation that the document was received, but then I had to email it also. So it's emailed also. So it's like you could say, "Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I don't know what she's talking about." Yeah, but you got the fucking email. They keep wanting to play. I follow the rules. I do things the way I'm supposed to do it. You know, online you don't have my signature, so I had to mail in a hard copy. I had to mail it in so that you can have my signature on file. These people, they're so fucking dumb, or they think that they're so smart. They're idiots. They're fucking idiots. And I get so upset because it's like I'm trying to talk and I'm trying not to curse, but I just get so aggravated and frustrated and it's like, oh my God, it's so fucking dumb. But I mailed this to federal court. I mailed it to Albany. It was returned back. It was returned back from Albany because they was like, oh, I can't file this in Albany. I would have to pay the fees of $50 to file it in Albany. What was it? I'm not amending nothing. I said what I said and I'll say it again. You know, I'm not amending anything. So this is for 412 Part D of the laws of 1999, which amended the Court of Claims by adding Section 11, uneffective since December 7th, 1999. Section 11A provides, but I didn't do it because I didn't want to spend more money because I don't know how much I spent to file the actual court document. So I didn't file it there. But, I was told the federal agencies. Let me see what I did here because this is what I was given. Civil court for the city of New York. They gave me directions of what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm supposed to mail it here. Like, oh, okay. Where was it? It was 500 Pearl Street. They gave me the address. This is not here. This is civil court. Well, they told me I had to file it. This one is for the federal, 500 Pearl Street. It was like, oh, you got to file it in federal court because it's bigger than the Bronx. Yeah, you suing the entire state of New York, so you have to file it in federal court because it's bigger than the fucking city. It's bigger than the city. It's the entire state of New York. Yeah, it's against federal agencies. So that's what it said. I had to file it in federal because it's a federal agency. So I had to file it in 500 Pearl Street. That's what they told me to do. That's what I did. That I had to serve the federal agency. I had to serve a copy of the case that I filed in the Bronx Supreme Court. I had to file it in the federal courthouse. When suing any government agency, two key words must be kept in mind. Timeliness. I did this shit within 7 days. And research. Look, all my research. All my research. You gonna tell me you don't want to look at this? And everything is in the document, but nobody wants to do their job. When suing any government agency, two keywords must be kept in mind: timeliness and research. A person must act quickly in complying with the agency's procedures and must thoroughly research the procedures involved. I do my research. I look up what I have to do and I follow directions. I follow protocol. Whatever I'm supposed to, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it efficiently. I'm going to do it well. You don't want to acknowledge me, and I know what I'm doing, and you want to play. You want to play with me. Say less. You may wish to seek advice of counsel. Counsel is an attorney. No attorney gonna help me. Once they see I'm suing the Bronx Supreme Courthouse, they get scared. They get scared. Like, this bitch is suing the fucking city. I'm like, they don't want to help me. They don't want to help me. They don't want to represent me. Don't fucking represent me. Then I don't have to pay you. That's all that means. I know what I'm doing. The legal procedures. I've been in the courthouse 14, 15 years. In the document, it says 14 years because I didn't want to acknowledge 15 years because I resigned before my anniversary, because it was October 19th was my 15-year anniversary, and I resigned on October 14th. So it wasn't 15 years. I was there 14. The 19th would have been 15, but it's 15 years since 2020. Now we in 2025. This is 20 years later, 20 years of bullshit. And it's in writing. It's in writing. I never mailed it to the Albany place because they were telling me I had to fill out more paperwork. I was like, I don't got enough paperwork. And then they wanted me to pay a fee. I was like, I'm not doing that. I just did it with federal court, 500 Pearl Street in federal, because it's a federal agency. It's a bigger case. It's bigger. It's bigger than the Bronx. It's bigger than just the Bronx. It's the entire state of New York. You know, I followed procedures. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I was told. I'm supposed to file it in federal court. You're supposed to file it in federal court because it's bigger than the Bronx. I was like, oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And I follow procedure, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. 35 days done pass. I'm like, they're supposed to respond. Somebody's supposed to knock on my door, be like, man, something. Somebody's supposed to give me something. Nobody responded since March 1st of 2024. Then March 1st, 2025, I'm like, somebody gonna respond. Somebody gonna say something. No one has said anything. No one has acknowledged the case. I'm like, how can no one acknowledge the case? And you're suing, I'm suing the entire state of New York. And nobody wants to acknowledge the document. Nobody wants to acknowledge the proof, the research. Nobody wants to question the emails, the people that are in the email. These are actual people. They work there. These are real people. Nobody wants to question these people. Nobody wants to talk to them. And I'm saying all this shit. I'm saying all this shit to you, and you don't want to do your job. Yeah, I should sue for double and triple of what I'm suing for. Whatever, you know. But I'm just saying, like, I follow protocol. I'm being told, oh, you got to do this, and oh, okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. Let me see. I'm trying to find a document because these are actual documents that was mailed to OCA, the Office of Court Administration. These were documents that were emailed to the Inspector General's office, directly to the Inspector General's office, and no one has responded. These are a lot of emails that are on here. My name changed because, no, my phone number changed because a lot of stuff happened. And this is all in reference to the court case. Let me see, because I'm trying to find the emails because I have my story. It's a lot of shit. It's emails. It's conversation. I've had conversations with these people talking about everything, and no one has done anything. Let's see. Because I complained about the job position and my paperwork. What happened to my paperwork? And then I submitted. I don't want to be the county clerk. I don't want this job. Like, I got to deal with the incompetence of the stupidity and the insubordination. I don't want it. I don't want this job. Like, what? But I applied for the first deputy county clerk, and I submitted my court documents. I submitted the job application. I submitted it in the court file because I fucking filed. I applied. And then it has the announcement number, everything. It has my social. It has a whole bunch of confidential information. But knowing the courthouse, you know, you're supposed to block out certain information. They didn't do that. It's fine. You know, I'm just like, I'm so through with these people. I'm trying to find, it's like, it's just a lot of stuff in here. and a lot of it is emails. This one is from November 1st, 2023. I have waited several weeks for a response. I have not received a response from the Bronx Supreme Courthouse or the Unified Court System in reference to the positions listed in my previous email. It is fine. It is not fine, but I will be okay. I did receive a response for Westchester County Courthouse, the 111 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Like, I questioned them because everyone else would respond, but not the Bronx. Not the Bronx Supreme Courthouse address. It has all these people addresses on here. It has contacts, real people contact, real emails from these people. And no one responded. Like, that's their fucking job. You're supposed to respond. Nobody responds. The only one that responded was Family Court. Good morning, Paulina Garcia. Thank you for your email. In response to your request, please see the attached correspondence. Is because it was Family Court. They're not allowed to, whatever I was emailing them is outside of their jurisdiction. They couldn't help me with it. But at least they responded to me to tell me, I'm sorry, they can't help me with this because it's not for their court. And I'm just like, it's just so disappointing because I talk and communicate to so many people within the courthouse. I emailed so many people, over 200, 300 people, contacts. Nobody will respond to me. And it was one judge, one woman, and she responded to me. And then she advised me to get an attorney, and she gave me the attorney's phone number, like for general attorneys, to see if anyone would just to help, to push the case forward. And it was a judge, but it was outside of her jurisdiction. She couldn't look into it. But people outside of the Bronx know about this case, but they can't do anything because it's outside of their jurisdiction. So they do respond, but it's outside of the Bronx. So they can't do anything because they're not in the Bronx. And I'm like, fucking crazy. So they can't do anything because it's outside of their jurisdiction. So, and then federal court is because it's the entire state. They can do something, but they also fail to acknowledge the document. So I'm like, what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Nobody wants to acknowledge the document. It has been filed since March 1st of 2024. It has been sent to federal court also. Affidavit of service has been sent out. It was served, They are supposed to respond within 35 days. You win by default. I win by default for their failure to respond to my whatever I'm accusing you of something. Yeah, respond to me. Like if I'm accusing a person of murder, I'm saying you murdered somebody or you murdered a person. You're going to respond because whatever I'm accusing you of, it's not true, right? So you want to stick up for yourself. You want to say something. You're going to defend yourself because whatever I'm saying is not true. But I have 405 pages of documented proof of conversations. And I'm accusing you of harassment, of bullying, of all kinds of, I'm saying that this office does that. I'm saying they're creating a hostile work environment. I'm saying all kinds of things. I'm saying you sabotaging my confidential information. I'm saying it. And I'm providing proof of what I'm saying. And nobody wants to respond because whatever I'm saying is true. You don't want to argue with me. You don't want to argue with me because I have everything in fucking writing. And I have pictures. And I have pictures. There's pictures in this court document. But it's like I have to resort to come on YouTube. I have to come and make a video about this shit because no one wants to acknowledge the fucking case. And they're supposed to respond within 35 days. 35 days of the issuance of filing this document, They had 35 days to respond, and they failed to respond because they're like, oh, she's not gonna do nothing. This little Bronx girl, oh, she's stupid, or she's this, or she's that, or she from the Bronx. She not gonna do nothing, bitch. Research is all I do. That's what I do now. I research information online. This, I did this before I was even an active YouTuber like that. This is stuff that has been filed since 2008. Every time I had an issue, I complained. Even if no one acknowledged me, I still saved the document because it's still proof. It's still proof of what the hell I'm saying. And it has been years. It has been years of this kind of behavior, but I can't prove nothing. Nobody wants to do their job. Everyone knows that this woman behaves like this. Everyone knows that this office is like this. Everyone knows that this is the worst office to work for within the unified court system. Nobody wants to work here, but whatever. They're hiding the document. They don't want to respond to the document. So now I want the document to go public. I want everybody to know about the fucking document. I want everybody to read the document and be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, yeah, read this shit. Read it. Read it. It's just straight up emails. You could email the people. You could do whatever you want. The number, my phone number is on this case, but my phone number changed since then. I had that number for like 20 years. All this stuff happened and I had to change my phone number. Whatever. I'm just talking about this case. I'm going to talk about this case every day until somebody responds, because you're supposed to respond to me. You're supposed to respond to me within 35 days of filing since March 1st of 2024. March 1st of 2025 made a year and nobody responded to me. Nobody. How you not going to respond to me? And I'm telling you what the hell you're doing wrong. I'm fix the issue. Like I can't. Insubordination. What is that? Insubordination. Like you're playing with me. These people, they, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. Calm down. I'm like, you know what? Somebody's going to do their job. One day, somebody's going to do their job. One day, somebody's going to read this document and be like, oh my God. Yeah, read it. I'm not embarrassed to anything. Whatever I had to sit there and endure is because I'm a single mother and I had two children to raise by myself as a single mother. So I had to sit there and I had to put up with all of this shit because I had no choice. I had to raise my children. I had to have health benefits. I had to have certain things in place. I did everything for the kids. No one helped me. Even when I went to the courthouse to enforce an order to get help from my ex-husband, they wouldn't help me either. The judges failed me. They did all this shit on purpose. And I worked there, and you would think that they would help me, but it's like they just went against me and they never helped me. So even if the order was in Supreme Court, they wouldn't help me. The judges in Supreme Court wouldn't help me. When I'm dealing in family court, they never help me because I would issue warrants of arrest. They wouldn't help me. When I was in housing court, I got things done because I had an attorney, you know? But everything else, it was like I didn't want an attorney to deal with domestic issues. It's like, why can't you just be a man and take care of your kids? Why can't you be a man and do something? Help me raise these kids. But a jealous man will make your life hard on purpose. I was like, I could just do this shit by myself. It's like, it's all right. I do this by myself. I've been doing this by myself for a long time. So it takes a special man to be there and to be there. It just takes a special kind of man because everybody's scared. Everybody's weak. Nobody wants to do nothing. And I don't have time. Talk about the court case. I'm talking about the court case because it's like, I've had to, it's like they tried to break me down. This court, this job, They did everything to break me down, make me cry, like do all kinds of things. And it's just like, it's not supposed to be like this. Like a job is not supposed to be like this. And this bitch did the fucking most. And everyone allowed it. Like no one would do anything. No one would stick by me. No one would be there for me. I'm going through all these things and no one was there for me. All the different kind of management, all different kind of peoples. This is another one. Let me just read. I'm gonna just read it because there's so much shit. 405 pages, and nobody wanted to read it. Nobody wanted to look at this. This one is from, when's the date? I'll just read the first paragraph. I'm composing this email in reference to the Bronx County Clerk's office. The things that were wrong and kept covered up by your office. There are multiple complaints against Teresa Torres and the Bronx County Clerk's office. There are complaints coming from different offices, explains their misconduct. This office used to work with public assistance programs to help people train people in the office area. The Begin program. This was an issue because when all the programs, when the sexual harassment started, when he was taking advantage of these girls, I let them know. I told people what the fuck was going on. Nobody did anything about it. The Begin program, in parentheses, Begin program, because of the sexual harassment charges, the Bronx Supreme Courthouse has been excluded from the program. So the Bronx Supreme Courthouse was taken out the program. Like they didn't want any of the girls going or working in the Bronx. I don't even know if the Begin program exists still, but it was a great program because it helped a lot of people get jobs. It helped a lot of people get jobs because that's how I started. That's how I got my job. And I've stayed there for 14 years. I'm just like, oh my God. But I started from the public assistance program, the Begin program. That's how I got my job in the courthouse. The courthouse was like ghetto. Like, oh my God. The Bronx Supreme Court has been excluded from the program for their treatment of the people in those programs. No charges have been brought against anyone. His name has been terminated. It could be from results from another investigation. So his name, I'm just not gonna say his name because he was never a bad person to me. I'm strictly business. It's business. Like if it's not professional, you can't talk to me. Don't start talking to me some dumb shit because I'm gonna put you in your place. Like you can't talk to me like that. So it was always business. It was always professional when it came to this man. This man never went out of pocket, like never did anything disrespectful towards me because he knew he already knew, oh, this bitch is gonna is gonna do something. So he knew not to play with me, but he would play with everybody else and whatever. There were complaints filed even before the 86,000 was stolen from the courthouse by an employee. $86,000 stolen by an employee. Wow. It's just crazy. I put everything in here. Everything. I have been trying my best to bring all of this to light. I put everything in your hands, hoping for change. Praying for change and nothing changed. I was removed from that office because I seemed to be the problem now, and all I wanted to do was fix the things that were wrong. My email has been stripped from me, so I no longer had a courthouse email. They took the email from me because I was, emailing people. All I wanted to do was fix my email was stripped from me, my office email, because Teresa Torres does not want me to have an email or to communicate with anyone within the court system. So she didn't want me to tell nobody in the court system what was going on within the Bronx Supreme Courthouse. This bitch was the fucking worst, y'all. I have been removed from that office since April 1st of 2019. So I wasn't in 118. I was taken out of there because I was complaining about this office and all the stuff that's going on. My email has been stripped from me since January 2019. I thought things would have been settled within the court system. They are not. With the pandemic going on and now the uprising on systematic racism, things have got to change within the government system, the way they have been poorly managed. And then, these are emails. Like, I contacted people. I dropped names. I said everything. Nobody ever did anything. Nobody. Just read the fucking document. The names. I say people names. Your name is in here. Your fucking name is in here. You working in the courthouse and you doing some fuck shit? Yeah, your name is in the document. Your name is in there. Maybe not your picture, but your name is in there. Your name, your title, whatever. I put everything there. I even put the slips, our time and leave slips. I even took pictures of that. That's in the document. Why is that in the document? Because they were messing with my time and leave. Like, I always had issues. I always had problems with this job. What is it? Arnold Diaz. Arnold Diaz at Fox TV. I wrote him. You want to see what I wrote him? I wrote him. It says, my union rep says that they are not directly related and it's harder to fight for. This is like his brother, sister, or son. My rep says, since nobody comes forward and says anything, nothing is ever done or questioned because nobody complains. Nobody says anything. They act like this shit is normal. I'm like, yo, this shit is not normal. They can basically do whatever they want because not enough people come forward with information. It is not fair, but it is the truth. I'm just one person and I have to keep fighting for my rights. I have filed a payroll discrepancy form today, and I hope with that, since it will go directly to OCA, they can do something. They already know who I am because I requested a transfer and it was denied because I don't have a title. So I requested transfers to get out of the Bronx. I was like, please, I gotta get out of here, get out of the Bronx. They was like, you can't leave because you don't have a title. So every time I try to move forward, they wouldn't let me move forward. What is it? Know who I am because I requested a transfer. It was denied. I don't have a title. My administrator is still trying to push the issue to OCA to get me transferred. My administrator. Like, what? My administrator. This bitch is the fucking worst. But, my administrator. I'm like, oh, this was written May 28th, 2023 at 1:32 in the afternoon. It can't be done because I don't have a title. As of May 23rd, 2023, I have been made permanent. That is a 6 years on the job. Many others have been made permanent because of me. What is it? 6 years on the job. Many others have been made permanent because of me, and there have been working on the job longer than myself. Nepotism is not good, and the way the office operates doesn't make it any better. I just have to wait and see what OCA says about my dispute, and I put someone's name there. I don't know if he is a longtime friend of the family or if he is really family. Doesn't talk about it at all. When I try to get into that conversation, he changes the subject or laughs. We work together in the same office. It's crazy. I drop names. I say everything. I'm like, fuck all of y'all. Like, I just don't care. It came to the point where I just don't care. And these are actual emails, people, this is actual stuff, actual issues, and no one has ever helped. I even went to Fox News. Help Me Arnold. You ever heard of that? Help Me Arnold. Like, you talk about your issue and you want someone to help you with the issue. They're supposed to help you, but they don't want to help you. Nobody want to touch the courthouse. Nobody wants to do anything with the courthouse because they're afraid of their own job. And I'm just like, so nobody's gonna do anything. No one is gonna do anything. So I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go into it little by little. because nobody wants to talk about it. So I'll just go into it little by little. I'm gonna take a little piece out and I'm gonna read the emails because I'm like, yo, nobody responded. Like y'all really nobody responded. It's fine. It's fine. But this is in reference to the Bronx Supreme Courthouse, the court case 1021 2024. 405-page document. Everything's filed, affidavit of service, also filed in federal court, legal documents. It's like, oh my God, nobody wants to do their job. Nobody wants to check. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody in the newspapers wants to write a story. Nobody wants to make this go public. Nobody wants to make it go viral. Since the courthouse does not want to do their job, they're hiding the document because they don't want anyone to know what is in this document. It's a lot of shit in this document. A lot of the work hasn't been done properly. You know, you haven't been treated properly. And I complain. I complain. I always complain. I always wrote it down. I always wrote it with the date, the time, the location of the incident, what's around me, where am I? I wrote everything down. I write everything down. I'm just talking about the court case, you know, just trying. Somebody got to do something. Leave with love, leave with love. Stay positive, stay positive, stay positive, vibe high. And tomorrow's another day. Life goes on. And I'll talk about it tomorrow too. Tomorrow's Monday. Leave with love. Bye.